Hey, Nicole Huntsman, your astrologer from moderncosmic.com. I've got a little Valentine's Day special for you. So we're going to look at each of the sun signs, through the zodiac. And for those of you who don't know anything other than your partner's sun sign, that's fine. If you know your partner's Mars sign, you can substitute, when I say sun sign, substitute Mars sign for that, okay? Because your sun and your Mars both kind of operate in these similar ways. They're both planets that have to do with heat, that have to do with passion in a way. So Mars more directly. If you really want to know how to sexually satisfy your partner on Valentine's Day, listen to the version of this video that I do for your partner's Mars sign. And that will give you some good ideas, some good tips. Gemini. All right, these Geminis. Now, when it comes to love and romance and sexuality, whether you're Gemini Sun or Gemini Mars, there's a strong need for exchange of words, okay? They get turned on by flirting. They get turned on by whether it's like through text in our modern world, you text each other sexy things, whether it is through meeting up and saying something to them, whispering in their ear, or just directly telling them what you want to do with them, like later that night, like what you have in mind, or if it's even just, they love laughter. Geminis need a lot of brightness and sparkle and freshness in their lives. They're really a pretty optimistic sign. So you got to just back and forth with them. They like to verbally kind of spar or verbally play, okay, depending on other things in the chart. Some of them like to spar, some of them just like to verbally kind of flirt with you and talk. Really important, Geminis need to talk. They need to be understood. So if you're the partner of a Gemini, you've got to let them talk to you, and you need to do a little bit of reflective listening, that you're hearing what they're saying. I hear you saying blah, 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 blah. I hear you saying you want me to do da, 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 da to you later, that kind of thing, okay? So first and foremost, that's your first trick with a Gemini. Now, Geminis also, they are multi-purposed, versatile individuals. They like to try a lot of different things, and this applies to their sexuality. So a lot of times Gemini Mars, I did a video on Mars, how to turn on Mars a while back, and people got mad at what I said about Gemini because I was saying Gemini has a neutrality to it, and it does. It's ruled by Mercury, which is a planet that we don't consider really masculine or feminine. It's kind of neutral. Gemini has this desire to experience a lot of different types of people, and they do get bored, they do get restless, and so if you're their partner, it's your job to keep things interesting, fresh, lively. So what many times can happen on Valentine's Day is be prepared to have sex maybe in a lot of different interesting places, okay? Or I actually like this idea, if you've got kind of more of a shy Gemini, I like this idea of preparing a little road trip for them. So packing the car, doing all the prep in advance, and then just picking them up from work or wherever they happen to be, surprise them, and take them on a little road trip. And on the road trip, you have an opportunity, obviously, for a lot of conversation, perhaps a little something in the car. Who knows what's going to happen on that road trip? It's an adventure. And then, of course, when you get to where you're at, just the fact that you're in a location that's different than like home or your normal, place that you guys usually are together when you're intimate, it's fresh and it's fun and exciting for them, okay? They have this ability to sort of, because they're a mutable sign, to sort of step into other identities. So role play and fantasy is really fun for Geminis. And it helps them sometimes they are an air sign, and air signs are not inherently in the physical body. Air signs are in the head thinking about things. They might be really perverted in their head, like thinking about all of these things, but sometimes actually moving to the next step of actually doing them, like getting down and dirty and doing the things they're thinking about, can be a little tricky. So if they're like not home, if there's some place that's a hotel room or a cabin or an Airbnb or something, right? Some cool place you found. There's this quality of it feeling like they can step out of their normal identity, and it's very fun for them. Also, Geminis like games. And so if you've seen like those cheesy sex games that you can get like at the, we have like Blue Boutique here in Utah, but you've got like your adult stores, and you can find fun games. They're cheesy and they're fun, and you're going to do them and everyone's going to be laughing, and it's not meant to be like obviously super sexy. It's meant to be fun and playful and kind of get the energy flowing between the two of you, and then sort of you can segue it over into more the actual act of having like, some more intimate sex. But that's just fun for them. It kind of loosens them up, and it's silly, and laughter is the key to Geminis in my mind in many ways. And then after that, just be prepared for a lover who they like feeling like they are good at technique, okay? A lot of the air signs are sort of like that. Gemini likes to be the master of many types of technique. They like to feel like they've read about all the types and they've tried many of them, and what do we have new? So if you can come with some new fresh material that you've never done before, try that, because that's fun. I'm not going to be too explicit on this video, obviously, because you know, got to keep this PG-13, but be creative. Be creative with your Gemini. Spark their imagination, their intelligence. Also, with the Gemini, hands are really important. Hands and arms on the Gemini are quite sensitive, and the mouth is as well because they're mercurial. So mouth and the ears because they're like a third chakra type person, their neck. These are all erogenous zones. They like kissing. They're probably really good with their mouth themselves and all different parts of your body. So you can let them explore and have fun with that. With the Gemini too, because they have this love of words. If you've got a playlist that's got some hot, sexy songs on it, keep the music more, not super romantic, but more on the, it can be almost, it's like making me think of like, not R&B, but like, you know, it can be a little more explicit and graphic, like the lyrics, but keep it not too sentimental and cheesy, okay? You gotta kind of walk the line of sexiness, but not overly sexy, like subtly sexy, but good words, good lyrics, because they are turned on by lyrics and ideas, okay? What else? Oh, toys. Yes, important. Because Geminis like, it rules the hands, okay? Gemini, Mercury, it's the hands, it's communication. They like gadgets and toys. They like to try things. And it's funny because I actually have a good guy friend that's a Gemini, and he's always like, oh, I don't need toys. And so there are some that definitely are opposed to, they're almost offended by this idea of needing to introduce toys because they feel like they're so magical with their hands and their mouth that they don't need like accoutrement to go along with the act. But if you've got a partner that you know likes toys, bring a new one. Bring something new and fun and throw it in the mix. Or if you've never tried toys, bring one and just see. Maybe, who knows, maybe they will like it. Maybe they think they won't like it, but maybe they will. So, all right, that's my thoughts on Gemini. Let me know what you think and hope you have a fantastic Valentine's Day. All right, bye.